The British political landscape is rife with intrigue, but few stories manage to shock the public quite like the revelation of behind-the-scenes dynamics within political families. The latest whirlwind to shake the political establishment is a surprisingly personal one. Victoria Starmer, the wife of Labour leader Keir Starmer, has found herself unexpectedly in the spotlight, not for her own actions but for her seemingly covert alignment with Marina Purkiss, one of the UK's most vocal political commentators. A few whispers from insiders claim that Victoria has privately expressed strong admiration for Purkiss' critique of her husband's leadership. If true, this raises vital questions about the future of Labour's political strategy, the transparency of internal discussions, and the role of outside voices in shaping a party's direction. Let's be clear, this is not just gossip. The suggestion that Victoria Starmer, often cast as a quiet partner in the Starmer political dynasty, could be entertaining a critic like Purkiss undermines the narrative Labour has worked so hard to cultivate. Purkiss is no stranger to controversy. Known for her brutal analyses of both the Conservative government and the Labour Party, she has consistently called out Starmer for his perceived lack of boldness, often arguing that Labour's leadership is too comfortable within the constraints of the establishment. Her scathing critiques have earned her both admiration and scorn, but this recent revelation, that Victoria might be taking those critiques seriously, adds a new layer to the already volatile situation. The mere idea that the wife of a Labour leader could find value in the work of an outspoken commentator like Purkiss is not just scandalous, it's indicative of a deeper problem. The British public, already disillusioned by the political class, sees this as a signal that the inner workings of the Labour Party may be far from unified. If Victoria Starmer, a figure who has maintained a notably low profile in public life, is quietly nudging her husband toward more assertive positions, it begs the question, is Keir Starmer truly the leader Labour needs, or is he merely a puppet to the whims of others, including his own family? This issue is not merely about one individual's personal preferences or private musings. It speaks to a broader systemic issue within political parties, the refusal to take criticism head-on and the failure to recognize when an outside voice might just be the catalyst for real change. Labour, under Starmer's leadership, has been accused of failing to distinguish itself from the Conservatives. The party's hesitance to present a distinct alternative to the status quo has fueled dissatisfaction among the grassroots. If Victoria is indeed aligning herself with someone like Purkiss, it might indicate an acknowledgement that Starmer's leadership has not adequately addressed this gap. But here's the catch. Even if Victoria Starmer's private opinions represent a break from the public narrative within Labour, we cannot ignore the reality that the party has always struggled with internal dissent. Political families are rarely as cohesive as they appear, and their private squabbles often spill into the public sphere. In this case, what we may be witnessing is not just a political wife voicing her thoughts but a subtle crack in Labour's leadership, one that could grow into a chasm if not addressed head-on. The public will not easily forget that even those closest to Starmer might question his approach, even if they are too careful to publicly criticize him. This situation demands introspection. If Starmer's own wife believes his leadership could be improved by heeding the advice of external critics, is it not time for him to consider a more aggressive approach to his leadership style? Labour has been stuck in a loop of mediocrity for far too long, pandering to the centre-left while offering few tangible solutions to the issues that matter to ordinary Britons. The need for bold, unapologetic leadership has never been greater, but instead, we're stuck watching Labour leaders offer lukewarm responses to national crises. Yet, this moment of controversy could present a vital opportunity. Rather than allow this speculation to divide the party, Starmer could use it as an opportunity for self-reflection and recalibration. Labour cannot afford to remain a party of hesitation and half measures. If Victoria Starmer's alleged admiration for Marina Purkiss signals anything, it's the possibility that Starmer's own household sees the need for change. This is not a trivial matter, it's a call for transformation in how the Labour Party presents itself to the public. The party needs a leader who isn't afraid to break from tradition, who can deliver decisive action, and who can confront the entrenched establishment head-on. If Starmer can't embody that, then it's time for Labour to ask itself the hard questions. The question now is whether Keir Starmer is willing to listen. Will he continue to toe the line, risking further alienation from the voters who are increasingly disillusioned with political games, or will he take the plunge and overhaul his leadership? If Victoria Starmer's alleged alignment with Marina Purkiss is anything to go by, Perhaps the Labour leader's household knows more about the party's weaknesses than Starmer is willing to admit publicly. Either way, this latest controversy highlights a larger issue within Labour, the failure to challenge the status quo, even when those closest to the leader are questioning it. The stakes are higher than ever, and it's time for the Labour Party to confront the hard truths, even if it means breaking from the past.